Hello and welcome back to Holistic Happiness Club. And first thing first, wish you all a know and there is a lot to discuss for today's topic. So stay tuned till the end. All right, so let's dive into the topic. And the first thing that we need to understand is what minimalism is. So it can be defined in multiple ways, but let me tell you what I understand with minimalism, what I have been following, how I have been following it. So the way I have been following minimalism is that I need to focus only on essentials. I need to focus only on what I need. I need to focus on only on what my need is, not on what my want is. All right. So in a first glimpse, it might sound like it's a deprivation, it's a sacrifice, and we need to let go of so many things, and we need to let go of so many enjoyment of life. But let me tell you, it is not so. So when I'm saying that you need to focus only on essentials, and I'm saying that you need to focus only on your needs, not on your wants, what I mean to say, you need to decide your priorities. There are few things which are absolutely critical and which are absolutely necessary. Of course, you need to focus on them. And then there are few things which are good to have, nice to have. Among those, you need to decide which ones are the most critical ones, which one are the most that you will love to have. Right? It's not nice to have, it's not you should have, but some things that you will love to have. It's not necessary, but still there are few things that you love to have. So you can focus on them as well. So minimalism means to me that you need to focus only on your need. Number one. Number two, when your resources are still available after focusing on your need, you need to focus on something which you will love to have, right? Which enhances the quality of your life, which the wants that comes from within, the wants that comes from the place of ego, you do not need to focus on them. A big car, a big house, sometimes all these things comes from the place of ego, not sometimes, most of the time. So you do not need to focus on these kinds of want. Now there can be something, a want of experiencing something, all right? Traveling the world, traveling new places, meeting new people, reading new books, all right? So that those wants can be those wants uh, should be coming from the place, should be coming from within you. These things, these wants give you more quality of life. These things give you wings to do more things in life. All right, so you can focus on those wants as well. So that is what in a nutshell minimalism is to me. And from this point of view, we will talk about we will talk in this episode further that how minimalism can simplify your life and it can contribute to your happiness, and actually how we can follow minimalism in some key areas of our life. And once we start following the minimalism in our some key areas of our life, it will slowly creep into other areas of our life as well. All right, so let's begin. So let's talk first thing about how minimalism can enhance the quality and enhance the holistic happiness quotient in our life. So the first thing is that minimalism enhances your mindfulness. So what happens when you focus only on essentials? You reduce lot of clutter, lot of things which are not wanted, which are somewhere pulling your energy down, which are somewhere blocking your energy, blocking your resources. When you let go of those things, your energy, your resources becomes free, and you have less things to worry about. And that's why you have more space, more free space in your mind and in your life and in your physical space as well. And when you have more physical space, when you have more um, space in your head and you have only essential things, your focus on those essential things will increase. All right, so that's how minimalism can increase the mindfulness, and when mindfulness increases, it leads to a happier life. Similarly, minimalism can also contribute to enhanced gratitude because you are not focusing on so many things at a time. You are focusing only on what is very essential. And in that process, you start appreciating what is very essential, what is necessary. So, that appreciation, that gratitude also enhances the quality of your life. And that's how it leads. and it contributes to the happiness. All right. So let's just touch base upon one point: how minimalism can contribute to mental well-being. So when I was talking about minimalism, I was talking about you need to focus only on your needs, not on your wants. All right. So a lot of time this goes minimalism, the concept of minimalism, people think that it is limited to physical space. It is not. That's why I wanted to touch base on this point, that how minimalism can contribute to your mental well-being, because it is not limited to physical space. Although you can start with physical space, that's easy place to start with for minimalism. So let's take an example that how minimalism can increase and reduce the stress from your life from physical space. So let's say that you have 50 pairs of clothes. So every morning when you wake up, you have 50 pairs to choose from. You waste a lot of energy in deciding which pair of clothes you need to wear today. All right. Whereas if you have only 4 pairs, you will save a ton of energy in making a decision that which one I need to wear today. All right. So that's how minimalism can reduce and simplify things for you. If you have 50 or 100 options of food available to you for lunch, you will have a hard time picking one thing. All right. Versus if you have 6 or 7 things, you will have a much easier time in picking one thing for you. All right. And this has been done in studies where it has been shown when people have less choices, they tend to be more happier and they tend to make quicker decision. All right. So this is how minimalism can contribute to contribute to your happiness and enhance the quality of your life. So it is not limited to physical space. Although, as I said, you can start with physical space, and then it creeps into mental space as well. Following minimalism in physical space also has an impact on your mental space, but you can also follow minimalism in your mental space, right? So how does it work? So I will talk about 2 point number one is reducing mental clutter. So there are, when you clear up your physical space, that itself has an impact on your mental space. It clears the mental clutter. Plus, as of now, I'm not talking about the physical space here. When you have a lot of thing in your mental space, let's say you have hundreds of tasks that you need to do, small tasks and some big tasks as well. Some are very high priority, some are very important, but some are not so important, but you have them in your head. So when you focus, when you shift your focus, that okay, I don't want to focus on 100, let me give you 5, let me pick 5 most essential ones. If we are not doing those 5, it's a problem. Other 95 can be postponed, can be delegated, can be done automated or whatever. All right. So when you do that, when you focus on something which is very important, it reduces the mental clutter. And when mental clutter reduces, it reduces the stress. When stress reduces, it improves health, it improves quality of life as well. All right. And at the same time, the second point which I want to talk about, to let go of excess. When you have too much of something, your attention, your energy, your resources are divided into that, right? So let's say you have that 1 liter of water and you have 10 plants to water. That 1 liter of water, now you are watering 10 plant with that 1 liter of water. Versus if you will have 2 plants and 1 liter of water, I think the nutrition and the watering will be better for those 2 plants, right? Because now your limited resources are focused on those 2 things versus on those 10 things. So when you have limited resource, limited time, limited energy, and other limited resources, and you are focusing on too many things, your resources will be divided and nothing will be accomplished uh, perfectly. I should not use the term perfectly, but in an effective manner. All right. Versus when you focus on something which are important, you use your limited resources to something which is important, you give them more time, more quality time, and your resources to those important things. So excess things which are taking and sucking up your resources, draining out your energy, taking up your time, they are not helping you grow, they are not helping you becoming happy. So these two things you can take into keep into the mind, that minimalism reduces the mental clutter, and if you reduce mental clutter, it reduces the stress, so that leads to enhanced quality of life. And letting go of excess, so many things, if you have limited resources, those limited resources will be divided into so many things, and that will let you not accomplish anything effectively. So let me give you a quick recap what we have discussed just now. So what we have discussed is what minimalism is. All right, what minimalism is according to me, what I have been following in terms of minimalism. And also we have discussed that how minimalism can enhance your quality of life and increase your happiness quotient. All right, now let's talk about some practical tips and some key areas of our life where we can use and start applying the concept of minimalism. So from there we can start, and I will be touching some key areas. Also I will be touching only the highlights and the main points. There are so many things. Once you'll start doing the things which I am talking in this one, in this episode, once you'll start doing those things, other things will appear automatically, though they will come to your mind, and you will start thinking, hey, I can do this also, I can do that also. So stay tuned and pay attention to what I'm talking. Those are some key areas, those are some highlights, those are some main points you need to incorporate in your life, and once you incorporate those, life will start simplifying for you. All right, so how, the first thing is minimalism in physical space. So how we can use minimalism in physical space? So I'll talk about 3 points here. Point number 1, you need to single out essentials. So whether it is your clothes, whether it is the number of item in your furniture, number of utensils, number of gadgets, or whatever. So I have seen people have so many gadgets, and I don't know what is the purpose of each one of them. If you ask them, they will tell you one or the other purpose of the same gadget. But the thing is that all those things can be accomplished with just one gadget, that is your phone. All right. So sometimes you need some other gadgets. It's all right. But the thing is, if it can be done with one single thing, why not focus on that one single thing? Right. So single out essentials. How many pair of clothes you need? How many utensils you need? How many number of furniture you need? Right? How many gadgets you need? Whatever is essential, you need to single out them. All right. And whatever is extra, whatever is unnecessary, you need to either sell them, clear them, donate them, or whatever you like with them. So once you'll clear those physical clutter, once you'll clear those physical space, it will create some space in your mental space as well, right? So the point number 2 here in minimalism of physical space is purchase only when necessary. So many time people purchase just because the heck of it, just because they want to purchase, just because they want to upgrade, just because they like something new, just because they are bored with the old things. If you are bored with old thing, and if it is still serving the purpose, chances are you are wasting your money, right? So purchase things only when necessary. I have seen people upgrading for nothing. They just want to upgrade because they can upgrade. And I don't think it's a wise thing to do it. If people do that, it's okay, but if you want to follow minimalism, this is one thing that you need to follow in your life, that purchase only when necessary. Purchase clothes when necessary. Purchase a new car when necessary, not because you are bored with the old one. Purchase a new gadget when necessary, not because you are bored with the old one. If it is still serving the purpose, it is still good. You don't have to buy a new one. You don't need a new one. All right. Now, point number 3 is follow one in and one out in general. Right. So let's say you have 4 pairs of clothes. Now, only when one is getting retired or one is getting old and rotten, then only you buy a new one. All right. So that way you can keep the physical things, number of physical things intact, and your physical and mental space intact. I'm saying in general you need to follow those rules, but there can be some exceptions, and nobody else but you can only decide when those exceptions are needed. So these rules which I have talked about, this thing, these three points, single out essentials and purchase only when necessary, these are not hard and fast. Follow these things in general. Purchase only when necessary in general, but there are exceptions. There are few things that you buy to enhance the quality of your life. Those might not be necessary, but they enhances your quality of life. So why don't think too much and go ahead for them. But in general, give it a thought. Whenever you are trying to buy something new, just ask yourself, what is the purpose of this? Are you buying this thing just to boost your ego, just to upgrade, just to flaunt that I have a new thing in my hand? Or is it really essential? Or is it enhancing your quality of life? So you need to be clear in your head that why you are buying this thing. Also, when you are buying a new thing, people have a tendency to buy something which they can flaunt, whereas their requirement can be substantiated or satisfied with much less things. So I'll give you an example. So many people are using just the basic functionality of a smartphone. They are just using it for calls, SMS, and messaging, a little bit of social media, a little bit of browsing. That's it. Not so many people are gamer, but they want to buy a high-end smartphone, a very premium looking and premium uh, feature-rich smartphone. They are not using all those features. So according to me, half of the money they are wasting. They can settle with much cheaper smartphone as well. So this is my opinion, but I'm saying that you can also evaluate your purchase in these terms. All right, enough about physical space. Let's talk about minimalism in digital space. So just go through your phone, check how many apps you are having, and all those apps which you are not using, which you have not used in last 2 to 3 months, it's better that you delete them. All right, so that will clear your phone, it will clear your memory, it will declutter so many notifications that you get. All right, and so this was point number one. Point number two, use browser when possible. There are so many e-commerce websites, they have launched their apps, and what people do, they download their apps so that they keep on getting the notification, and it keeps their attention hooked to the mobile. So instead of using those apps, if you can use a website of them theirs, so let's say it's Amazon, and Amazon has an app and Amazon has a website as well. So if you can use the website, why not use the website? Why do you have to download an app for that? So when necessary, when possible, wherever possible, do do away with single thing. You have one browser which can do things which 10 other apps are doing. All right, so you do not need to download 10 other apps. Of course, if you are not too much tech savvy, you can ignore this part, but if you want to understand, it's not a rocket science. A simple YouTube tutorial will tell you that. All right, the third thing is, so first first point was delete non-essential apps. Why do we need to delete non-essential apps? So that it declutters our mobile. Also, it stops sending us notifications. Then there can be some apps which are necessary now and then, but they keep on sending us notification and keep our attention hooked into the mobile. So turn off those notifications, especially social media apps. Turn off their notification. They are not necessary for your life. If you are not using social media, nobody's life is getting affected, including yours. All right, so turn off notification. Use social media when you want to use. Do not do not do not use social media when social media people wants you to use them, right? So somebody has posted a picture and you will get a notification that somebody has posted a notification, and then you will have this tendency to look into that what he has posted. How does it matter? It doesn't. Whenever you have time, go to that app, check whoever has posted what. All right. All right, so last point is use managers, password managers, project managers, to-do list managers. These are some apps which enhances your productivity, and one single app and maybe one or two apps can do a lot of things for you. All right, so use those managers. That will save a lot of clutter in your head. Also, it will help you to boost your productivity. All right, so let's talk about the third thing, minimalism in financial space. So here I'm not talking about your stock and share prices. I'm talking about some simple basic things. If you have some subscription and you are not using them, whatever unnecessary or unused subscriptions are, please unsubscribe them. They are eating up your money, right? You are thinking that maybe next month you will use them, next month you will use them. They are You are not going to use them. Okay, if you have not used something in last 3 months, chances are that you are not going to use them in next 3 months also. So whenever you need,
you can again resubscribe that. But if you are not using, please unsubscribe and save your money, save your time, save your energy, save your resources. All right. So next point you can do in minimalism in financial space is automate your essential bills, like electricity bill, water bill, your postpaid mobile bill, broadband bill. You can automate and forget about them. All right. You have to pay those utility bills, you cannot do away with them. Right. So why not automate them and just free this space in your head that I have to pay a utility bill. If you have automated them, it will be automatically deducted from your account, and you will save that headache, save that stress, and save that extra space of your head. And you can use that energy, and you can use that space to fill with some important task. Right. Third point is use money to free your mind. What do I mean by that? There are things which you purchase, and they snatch away the peace of your mind, because there is a lot of maintenance, there is a lot of security that you need to provide to those things. So if you are buying some of those things, it is better to reconsider your decision. If it is very essential, of course you need to buy it. But if it is not, then I would say that save yourself from all those headache. Use money to purchase those things or those experiences which enhances your quality of life, which free your mind, which can save you time. All right, that's the best use of the money. All right, so that is all about minimalism in financial space. I'm not saying this is it, this is all. No, it is not. There are so many things which you can do in each and every space, but these are the basics we can start with. Once you will start with these things, other things will start appearing in front of your eyes, that in my financial space I can do this, I can do that, to save my time and energy and resources. All right. So minimalism in using your time. We all have limited time, we all have 24 hours. We need to make the best use of 24 hours. So how minimalism is going to help here? So here I'm going to talk about 4 points. The point number 1, make know your default response. If somebody is asking, can you do this? Say no. Maybe you do not want to say it out loud in the face of the other person, but in your head, first thing you need to say is no. And then you need to find reason why you need to do it and why you need not to do it. So somebody has said that if it is not a f, if it is not an f yes, it's a no. If you're not saying hell yes, it's a no. Right. So which means do not do things with half heart, because it is going to kill your time, it is going to kill your resources and energy. At the end of it, you are going to feel drained out, and at the end of it, you are not going to feel great about it, and it will kill your time. So try to say no to things which are not essential. So one of my mentor used to say that whenever a task is presented to him, the first thing he thinks, how can he not do it? Meaning, if he will not do, what will be the impact? If there are severe impact which he cannot afford, if there is nothing much is happening, if he is not doing it, then he will simply say no, I'm not going to do it. If he has to do it, if the task is very essential, it has to be done, then he will find a way to automate that. If he cannot automate, then he will find a person to whom he can delegate this task. If he cannot find a person to whom he can delegate this essential task, only then he will pick up the task. And I like that philosophy very much. So the idea here is save your time for only essential things. If it is not essential, it should not be on your list. All right. Point number 2 is block a doing nothing time. See, this time we get very less in our life because our life is very busy in God knows what. But our life is very busy in talking to people, social media, OTT content, binge watching series, and all, and of course, our office work and friends and family, social circles, everything else. So, we do not get a me time, and doing nothing time. This is very essential because it is similar to say that when a machine is overworking, it needs a rest period to reset, to recalibrate. So similar time we humans also need. So block a doing nothing time. You can block it on a daily basis, you can block it on a weekly basis, whatever suits your schedule, but there should be a time when you are not doing anything, just reflecting on your thoughts, and that will give you a lot of insight what can be done better, what has gone wrong, and what in future you can do better, and from whatever has been done in the past, you can learn something from that. So that only will come, that reflection, that introspection only, it will only come when you have some doing nothing time. All right, so have that time in your calendar. Also schedule your breaks. So doing nothing time is different from taking a break. Taking a break can be some luxury, some leisure thing, maybe taking a sipping a hot cup of tea, that can also be some break. So you can decide for yourself what is a break for you and what is a doing nothing time for you. All right, so you can schedule your doing nothing time, you can schedule your breaks as well. And as always, accept only essential. If there is a meeting that you are if you are not very essential, very necessary to be present in that meeting, say no to that meeting. Similarly, if there is a task which can be done without you, please say no to that and save your time. Of course, whatever I'm talking is not hard and fast and black and white. There are gray areas. You need to use your wisdom to decide which one to say yes and which one to say no to. Right, so this is how you use minimalism and save your time, save the clutter in your head. Last but not the least, minimalism in relationships. This is very important. See, we are always surrounded by people, by our colleagues, friends, family, um, and social media, of course. And so what some people are there who boost our confidence, who value our opinion, who gives us energy, who gives us enthusiasm, who gives us insights to go and move forward in life. But at the same time, there are few people who sucks our energy, who talks negatively, and who are very pessimistic, and they do not give us a boost or enthusiasm to move forward in life. So spend more time with the people who provides you energy, who provides you resources, who provides you hope, who provides you insight, who provides you knowledge. All right, and spend less time with people who sucks out of you. What they sucks out of you? The energy, the resources, the knowledge, the time, and hope, of course enthusiasm as well. So that's how you follow minimalism in relationships.